Multiple reports have confirmed a deadly attack on the villages in Benue, resulting in the death of more than 200 residents. Now, the massacre has drawn sharp condemnation and emotional reaction from Nigerians at home and abroad who are using their platforms to demand accountability and draw attention to the scale of the tragedy. Nigerian celebrities have also lent their voices to the cry for the end of the violence. Now, here is what some of them are saying. We'll start first with the popular actor and activist, Mr. Macaroni, who took to X, formerly Twitter, to express his anger over the killing and the government's reaction thus far. Over 200 Nigerians killed in Benue, 200 people, 200. I don't think we understand the gravity of this barbarism. What exactly is the government doing? 200 people just like that, and that was from Mr. Macaroni. Also, the Benue-born singer Innocent Idibia, professionally called Tsubaba, expressed both devastation and sadness in the video posted to his Instagram. My heart is heavy, and I am terribly sad and terribly angry. Haba, it has become a national emergency. It has had to become a national emergency in the crisis going on in Benue State. I can't wrap my head around it, and I don't know what to say at this point in time. It's not child's play, and it's becoming ridiculous. I don't know where to start expressing my sadness, grief, and anger. These things keep happening over and over again. Also moving on, another singer lending her voice to is singer Ira Star, who initially came under fire for posting unrelated content during the outrage over the killings, later began reposting tweets drawing attention to the massacre, including one describing the gruesome murder of children in their sleep. Children were slaughtered and then burned to ashes at night while they are asleep. That video has terribly traumatized me. Yet some of you will still support this government, defend this evil, animalistic party, and you promote these incompetent buffoons in Aso Rock. Where is your soul? She leaves a question. Nigerian rapper Odumodu Black was also very taken aback by the debilitating news and took to his ex to express his shock. What's happening in Benue? Insane. Woman lost her 5 kids. Na film? He asks. These are some of the reactions from the celebrity that we are taking on today's episode of ATN Gens. And sadly, my heart really cries out and really goes out to the families of the loved ones, the people that are still remaining, the ones that are still remaining, that are still left, that were not killed in this particular one. My heart goes out to them. But I would come to you now, Rex, as an activist. How does this make you feel? What's your take on this? What's this level of what do we call this particular one now?
It's so sad. It's a high level of barbarism. When people are human killers, they kill people for fun. That's the extent the Benue killing has turned out to be. You know, when you hear that over or close to 200 people have been killed, you begin to wonder what is behind the killing, what is the motive behind the killing, and all that. So you see that people are so barbaric that they see people as animals, you know, and it's so sad. And I think a lot needs to be done by the government to make sure that they cope this menace, because it's becoming so frustrating, it's becoming so annoying, and in fact people are beginning to lend their voice, and I just hope the government can do something about it.
Now, with the killings in Benue State, what can we see is the motive behind these killings?
Well, from we look at the genesis of the whole thing. They call them herdsmen.
Yeah.
So the point is, look at the origin of how this Benue crisis started. It's been a prolonged crisis. It started not today that we're talking about. It's been ages, and the herdsmen thing has been there. But to me, it has metamorphosed into another section of terrorism. Without missing word, I don't want to sugarcoat words. It has become a terrorist attack, because herdsmen, you cannot just say herdsmen kill. I mean, it's not a terrorist thing for you to attack over or 200 people and kill
Not
them.
one, not two, not
it shows
three.
that it goes beyond the herdsmen thing. It's now a terrorist thing, and the government need to clamp down on these terrorists to make sure that they execute them, they prosecute them, and bring them to justice.
Now, I've heard some saying that, okay, this issue in Benue State, once we've seen a state of emergency being declared and a curfew being declared in Benue State, some people on I was reading through the comments on X yesterday, and people were saying, okay, now we're having not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 10, not 20, but 200 people killed in Benue State, and we're not having a state of emergency being declared in Benue State. But come over here now in River State, where we are, we don't have that sort of killing, but then you have a government declare a state of emergency. What is actually going on?
It shows that what is happening in River State is just politics. It's just politics. The politics of two gladiators, which is the governor and a certain FCT minister, which I don't want to mention them. People are familiar with the minister. You know, the godson is between the godson and the godfather. So it's not about killings, or like for you to declare a state of emergency, there must be some certain criteria. In the first place, there must be, like this incident that happened in Benue State, there must be killings, there must be a state of disaster or things like that. But in River State, it's not about that. It's about two political gladiators seeking for control of resource and political structure in the states. So when you look at it, you begin to wonder, where are we in River State? So it shows you that a lot has been going on, and Rivers people are not happy. I'm a Rivers indigene, so we are not happy about what is going on in River State. So it's left for the government to do the right thing. It's left for the government to know that if 200 people are being killed in Benue State and there's no state of emergency in Benue, so why declare a state of emergency in River State?
Now, where's the priority of the government in this matter?
The priority is of the government. They swore an oath to protect the lives and properties of citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But we have not seen them do that, especially in Benue State. The crisis has been reoccurring. At some point, I looked at the speech of the president, and it was so appalling. With due respect to Mr. President, you said the governor should dialogue with the actors that are involved in the crisis. Who are they going to dialogue with? The headsmen?
Does the governor know them?
That's the point. You want the governor to dialogue with headsmen or terrorists, as per se? So these people, do they need dialogue? They don't need dialogue. These people are terrorists. People that kill people for fun. If it was to be a state who has the sole responsibility to protect lives and property, they should have clamped down on those terrorists to make sure that they execute them, like I said, they prosecute them and bring them to justice. It's not about a dialogue. We have gotten past the stage of dialogue. Now it's time for us to act.
Because they've acted also.
Yeah, lives and properties are being lost. I watched the video of a very dark man. I must say kudos to him. He's doing a lot, especially on the media space, trying to create awareness, trying to hold the government accountable for their actions and inactions. I must commend him, that young man. Very dark man is God sent. He's God sent. I must commend him. So he has been doing it. I watched most of his videos and I was shocked. I say people are being burned like, God, you begin to wonder. This is terrible. The government should make sure that those people, they look for their strongholds, make sure that they attack them, they annihilate them, prosecute them, and make sure that justice is being done.
Prosecute them and make sure that justice is being done. Now, I want to bring this back home now to the people that this show is for. How do you think the Gen Zs can leverage social media to create and raise awareness on issues like this, like the killing now in Benue State, and hold the government accountable?
Of course, it's just like I said, I'm giving kudos to very dark man. He's a Gen Z. He's doing well. He's doing so well for himself, and also creating a lot of awareness. So other people should also join him in his quest for activism, in his quest for liberation of and advocacy for injustice, for things that are not right. Like when people aid their voice, create awareness on the media space.
Yeah.
It could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, or WhatsApp, TikTok, or WhatsApp. They hold the government accountable. Remember, it is not only Nigeria that are in these spaces.
Yeah.
And other people are watching. Other international communities are watching. They say, "Is this what is happening?" So people in Benue State, people are able to air out their views to show that we condemn these actions that is being carried out in Benue State. So when people join them, they hold the government accountable. The Gen Zs, they join in this trend by either doing educational content.
Yes, creating content
with it, trying to, tell people how the extent of the killing has affected the lives and livelihood of people in that area.
Yeah.
I think this thing happened in Yalawata.
Yes.
Also. So it goes a long way in creating awareness. Not only that, also, it also goes a long way in making sure that other communities, international communities, are aware of what is happening. And if we don't take actions, if the government does not take action, it brings a bad reputation to the Nigerian community. And by so, the government has no choice than to do the needful. So it is important for Gen Zs to always use hashtags like Benue killings, to create awareness in the media space. By so doing, they are holding government accountable. For their actions.
Now, what role do you think celebrities like Mr. Macaroni, Tubaba, and Ira Star play in amplifying the affected community?
They play a very vital role, because these are cultured figures. These are people. These are influencers. These are people who society look up to them. So what they say carry a lot of weight. I might come to the studio, for instance, to say some certain things, but if Baba says it, it carries
more traction.
It gains more traction. If somebody like Arestar says it gains more traction because they are influencers. They have millions of followers following them. So I think celebrities lending their voice to this cause will go a long way in showing that they are advocating for justice for the people that are being killed in Benue State.
Yes, they show that they are advocating for justice for the people that are being killed in Benue State. Really, this story is just everything sad, really. One of the questions I have here is, how can young people balance expressing their opinions online with taking tangible actions? Yes, it's one thing to come out online now and say, okay, we condemn this, we condemn that. How do we put this into action?
Yes, the Gen Zs, like you rightly said, or young people can put this into because like they call it I've forgotten that English word. Is it skepticism or something?
Okay, I think it's slackerism.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
slackerism or so.
Yes, slackerism. Yes.
You know, slackerism or so. So people must not just rant online.
Slacktivism.
Slacktivism.
Yeah.
You know, people must not just rant online. Some people, their work is they are keypad warriors.
Actually, we have a lot of them on X.
Yes, they are keypad warriors. They go to X, they go to Facebook, they make a lot of comments without any actions. So there should be online and offline actions. So how do people support offline actions? There's by going for protests, peaceful protests, even though sometimes the government is against peaceful protests. We see them sometimes clamp on protesters.
Peaceful protesters, yeah.
But the voice of the people is like the voice of God. I keep telling people, look at some of these countries that are revolutionary today. They started through protests. How many people call for protest now? You see people in their houses. If millions of people come out, how many people will you shoot? How many people will you clamp down? But when 2, 3, 4, 5 people come out, they can be able to clamp down on them.
Yeah, because they are just a few.
They are just few. So I think young people engaging in offline activities like protests, you know, shows that they are holding the government accountable. You know, not just protests, they are supporting other communities, other civil society groups that can help deliver the cause of justice. You know, like Sislak is there. So many of them is there. Do use your platform, your online platform, to try to do crowdfunding to make sure that they raise a good amount of funds, because sometimes when you want to protest, you need funds.
True.
You need banners, you need this, you need that.
Yeah.
So you need money. So you use that to create all this awareness to make sure that things are being put in the right channel, and you see things going in the right direction. But when these things are not done, people will just go behind the keypad online, and they rant and do a lot of things, and at the end of the day, there's nothing to show for it. It's just online thing.
Now, to that young person in Benue State, imagine that we are in Benue State now. Our studio is located in Benue State. To that young person in Benue State, what would your one word be to that young person in Benue State?
Well, my word is one word is please take heart. All hope is not lost. You know, when there is life, there is hope. We know that a lot of people have lost their life, but it's not a thing of joy, and we just hope that the government should take actions, not just taking actions, to also take proactive actions, so that in subsequent time occurrence like this shouldn't be happening. And not only that, also people should be able to defend themselves.
In what way?
I'm an advocate for people defending yourself. Even the law says defend yourself. Don't allow somebody to come clamp down on you, eliminate you, kill you, butcher you, and you have nothing. You have no strength to fight back. A dead man has no strength. But when people come to attack, people have to look for sources, look for strength within their region, within their power. That's why, look at the southwest region. There is Amoteco. At a point, people decided to the southwest governors decided to, let's go for Amoteco to protect us, because they are killing us. They are killing our farmers. People are dying in the farm. So let's use this local vigilante that we help. So people, governance in that region is left for the local vigilantes. It's left for the government at the local government level to say, is enough is enough. Let us create a security outfit, or let us do something that we use to defend ourselves.
I think we have such thing here in this part of the world. I'm trying to get their name now. I know we see them anytime we're traveling out of the state.
Okay.
I can't really get their name on my head right now. But yes, when I get that out, I'm going to say it because of the conversation.
I know the southeast, they have is it Ibubago or one?
Yes, Ibubago. Well,
Also,
here we have I've forgotten what they are called now. Yeah, no, I, it's- yeah, I didn't get that, but I'll come back to that actually. Now, imagine that you are seated in the front of the president on this matter. What would you say to the president? You are talking to the president now.
I'll say, with due respect, Mr. President, GFORBCOFORN, so the Commander in Chief of all the armed forces. Mr. President, with due respect, you are not protecting the lives and properties of citizens in Nigeria. Looking at what has happened in Benue State. Mr. President, what measure have you taken, or what measure do you think you should have taken to avoid, or look at the governor of the state, because the governor is the chief security of the state. With due respect, Mr. Governor, is it high sense earlier? What measure did you take to have averted the loss of over 200 dead people in Yalawata community in Benue State? I mean, a lot should have been done. To have 200 souls is too much. I watched the dead bodies, how they were burnt to ashes, and I begin to wonder.
It's traumatizing.
It's traumatizing, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So the president, the governor should have a security meeting. Make sure that I'm not calling them herdsmen again. I'm not more calling them, because the activities are beyond herdsmen. The activities are terrorist-like activities. When people go to kill people, to execute them, annihilate them without any cause, it shows that these people are terrorists, and you have to treat them as terrorists.
All right, there you have it from Red.